When your friend get blessed, you need to see it as in God right next door.
He in the neighborhood.
He in the neighborhood.
Yep. Welcome to another edition of In the Neighborhood. I am here with
LaVonda.
And where are you from?
Seneca, South Carolina.
All right, Miss Vonda. First question. What year did you become a professional?
2012.
2012. And you're listed as a
licensed hair braider.
So starting as a hair braider.
Yes, I started out as a hair braider, but when wanting to get my locks done, I couldn't find anybody. So I decided to look up and research how to do it, and I used myself as a mannequin head, and I just fell in love with it.
So do you have to have a different license to lock?
Well, more of a certification, and that's more to get the knowledge of doing them the right way, the different methods, the different ways to start, the part to lot ratio, all that stuff matters. So if you go take those classes, it's better than being self-taught. I actually started as being self-taught and then took classes.
2012, so coming up on 10 years. Congratulations.
I know, wow. I can't believe that.
Yeah, that's
I
beautiful.
just had to count up.
Yeah. When it comes to scheduling, what is the most people that you scheduled in one day?
11 people. 11 people. On a Saturday though, so it's not that bad.
Yeah, but I mean that's long.
Yeah, it is long.
And what about the longest that you've worked on a head?
42 and a half hours.
42?
I did sister locks.
How does that even work? How many breaks are you taking?
No, we did it 3 days. The first day we did 6 hours. And then the second day we did about 12 to 13 hours. And then the third day, I couldn't even remember because we literally spent the night at the old salon I used to work at. And then I think it was a total of 5 days that we did because she's a traveling nurse.
That's when you see people like half the head done and had something.
See, the way I did it with sister locks, you put them in little small Bantu knots. So she virtually looked like her hair was finished.
Wow. 42, that's something. All right, 10 years in the game. Which client has been with you the longest? Give you a chance to shout someone out.
Courtney Holland, Cakes by Coco.
Yeah?
Yeah, she's came in, I think 8 months in. Our other cousin who used to do hair, she started them, but then I started taking over them. And she just celebrated 5 years of being locked.
Wow. Yeah. And you talking about taking over, have you done that a lot?
Yes, well, because most of the time people have people that start them, and it's just because they know the way to start them. But as far as growing them, they came and let me, take care of them, treat them.
Nurture them.
Yes, get them growing good, get the healthy scalp.
Wow. That started off as a hair braider, got your certification for locks. Since you've been doing locks, have you seen the community just expand, the lock community?
Yes, most definitely. Because especially around here in the Seneca area, we just didn't have anybody around here to do it. So people were mostly looking for somebody to do it without having to travel far. I think the closest was in Georgia.
Wow.
Or the next in Malden somewhere. And they just wanted somebody closer. And once they figured out, hey, we got somebody, and I'm born and raised here, so everybody knows everybody.
Gotcha.
Once you figure out who can do them good, everybody coming. And I love it.
What's the difference between dreads and locks? I'm hearing a lot more people saying locks now.
Well, for me with the dreads, that goes all the way back to way back in time when it was done more as a rebellion. They were, called to, just do things they didn't want to do, so they did it as more of a way to rebel. And that stage that they didn't do, they're not taking care of their hair and virtually not doing anything to it, that it seemed to the people they were rebelling against that experience was very dreadful. And with locks, to me, is just the process itself. I call them both because for me, the people with dreads, they've done it the freeform way.
Gotcha.
It's the ones they just let happen on their own, can sponge.
J. Cole.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those are dreads
Yeah.
because he let them freeform. I have locks. because I went through. I didn't do it with a comb, but I went through and made each section with him. His sections are going to be uniform. Those are locks.
So
And
locks
that's
are
why
more neat. So we're talking about like a
I
Waka
would-
Flocka.
Right, in my
Yeah.
opinion, yes.
Okay.
In my professional opinion, I believe so.
Awesome. What about different people? Like, what about like white people having dreads? Is that something that you are seeing more of?
Yes, and I feel they go back too, because like even with them, some of the Vikings they had locks, and the matting of their hair also. So to me, the type hair, the A hair, which is the white people hair, the fine hair. I have some A hair clients that are black.
Wow.
It's just the type of hair. They can get locks or dreads per se too. It's just different methods. It's a longer process. Everybody's process is different no matter what race you are, because everybody's hair type is different.
Gotcha.
It's just our hair type is virtually made to do that.
Awesome.
Yeah. So just everybody's process is different. With the fine hair lock community, they're starting to be able to do it without being judged or feel like they're being judged. Because sometimes locks can be perceived as a black thing.
Got you. And now is being more universal, so to
Right.
speak.
Yeah, more cultures are opening up to being like, hey, you like this process too. You like going through this journey too.
Wow.
You might not go through the same journey as me, but we're on the journey.
Amen. Okay, so how do you feel about people getting locks based on the trend versus the journey that you spoke of?
I would rather people, if you're going to do it for the trend, just get the temporary locks or get the style, the starter lock look. But if you're willing to go through the journey and know that there are multiple stages, 4 or 5 stages in this journey, I feel like you won't have a problem. When people come to me wanting starter locks, I always ask, have you been thinking about it longer than a year? Because if you've only been thinking about it like, okay, I want locks, and then the first appointment I have open, you might not like the journey as much as somebody who been thinking about it, been researching, knowing how they want them, how the size they want them. All of that will help better than making just.
And these are things that people should know. You said the size they want them, how they want them to look.
The method, there's different method. My signature is the coil method, and that's just the finger coils, comb coils. But some people want 2 strands. Some people want the interlock method. And all of that matters when getting it. Certain hair types require you to have certain patterns to do it.
Gotcha. Okay.
So just make sure you do your research when wanting to do anything as far as an investment like that. Because our hair is our investment.
Awesome. And then what about that's more of like of the trend, the journey, so to speak. Why do people call it the journey?
Because there is stages that will make you get to know yourself. Wow. When I started my locks when my hair is about 2 inches long. And I found out then that I have 2 different hair types. And I knew that, okay, my back, I had to do a total different way than my front in order to get it to stay. And then there were stages where my hair just stood straight up in the air. And then there was some where some was locked, some weren't. And I think those parts of the journey, everybody needs to know, because some people will give up on the journey when they go through those stages, is not knowing that it's going to ultimately come out like this. Gotcha. If you just wait and patience.
And is the journey forever?
Yes.
So like even if they're like coming down your back, are you still in journey?
Yes, because I just had to cut almost 6 inches of my locks because I had what you call ponytail damage. And that was a stage where we get comfortable when our hair get long, and we just want it in a ponytail because we finally got a ponytail, or it's in a way because you're not used to it, so you put it in a ponytail here, and you'll get some that will break, and you'll end up having to either cut them, save them. I cut them because there ain't no point. Cut them, save them, or sometimes lose them. Wow. So the journey continues forever. That's why you got to make sure you got the right loctician, you got the right products, you're taking care of yourself, because you could tell a lot about your body through your hair.
Wow. Wow. And how do you feel starting someone's journey?
Oh, I love it. I love it. I call them my lock babies.
Yeah.
Yes, each one I touch, I know like how long they've been, how they're doing their process, and some people I started at 3 or 4 inches, and their hair is starting to catch up with mine.
Wow.
Just because now that I've grown in this and know better, they're able to get better treatment than I started with.
Yeah.
So I just love it, seeing everybody's growth and maturity in their locks. Because in doing that, you can see how people are falling in love with themselves more through their hair.
Wow. Wow. It's beautiful. While you're working on a client's head, do you what methods do you have? Are you talking? Are you listening to music or?
Yes, we talk. My way of dealing with the clients is everybody that sits in my chair has free reign over whatever we watch. If I usually just give them the remote, and if they can't find nothing, we'll let Netflix or Tubi surprise us.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the time, we're running our mouth.
Right, okay.
Unless you're one of the younger guys, because the teenagers, they don't talk that much. So you can just get in, get done with them. And then some clients, they like to watch videos, so sometimes we be in here just watching videos.
Gotcha.
But it really depends. Like, I let whoever's in this room, I set the atmosphere as peace. This is what it is. But as far as making you comfortable, you have a play in that also.
Awesome. Being a professional, people often push out their strengths. They're always trying to pride themselves on what they do best. What do you feel like is a weakness of yours?
I'll say time management. I have a big way of packing my books up instead of just saying I can't do it. I can't do it. Mm-hmm. I'm a server. I like to, cater to the people. I like to just make people feel good. So sometimes instead of saying, hey, I can't, I will literally pack those 11 and 12 client days, and I still have to go home and be a wife and mother, and I'm burnt out.
Wow.
So I think that would be my only weakness.
Time management. Which is huge. And 10 years in, do you feel like you're getting better?
Oh, yes.
Definitely, right?
Yes, because actually I'm using my voice. I feel like before I didn't want to let anybody down. And I didn't want nobody to, I felt like I was going to lose somebody if I told them no.
Gotcha.
And I found out through just being flat out honest with you, you love on people, they're going to love on you back. And my clients have always been understanding. They've always, just been like, oh no, girl, I understand. If you can't do it and and I didn't feel guilty about it anymore.
Yeah.
Because I did.
That's beautiful.
Especially with weeks like this. This is back to school week for us. And I literally had to tell some people no. It's just don't give us that many hours in a day.
Yeah. I don't know if you've seen, but Jimmy Butler, basketball player for the Miami Heat, recently just got hair extensions, and he's getting a lot of slack for it, being a male with hair extensions. How do you feel about males getting hair extensions?
Honestly, I don't feel no kind of way. I do lock extensions all the time. I do lock reattachments all the time. I have males who cut their hair 10, 12 years ago, and they came back to me to put them on, and I put them on because with me, it's just hair, and it's just your hair. So you could do whatever you want to because that's your business. But I feel like had you not known that he didn't have locks before, you wouldn't have unless he told you.
Gotcha.
So I feel like some people, when they get extended, they feel like they have to justify getting extended. And I'm like, as long as you did a good method, as long as you're using good, real quality human hair, you don't have no problem, and nobody will ever know unless you be like, walk around with a sign like, hey, I got lock extensions.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
And his locks look good too.
Oh, so you did see it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Are they colored? No, they're colored on the end.
Color, yeah.
I didn't see the story, but on Instagram, I seen a picture, and it was like thoughts, and I don't comment on stuff like that because I don't feel like it should be any thought to anybody other than the person he paid to do it.
I like that. All right, Ms. LaVonda, how do people find you on social media?
Facebook is Heavy Hands. Instagram is I Got Heavy Hands, and TikTok is V Heavy Hands.
Okay. And what about if somebody wants to book you for the next appointment? How do they go about doing so?
I book straight Google scheduling through texting, which is area code 864-784-2417.
Awesome.
And that's straight booking text.
Okay. And here on In the Neighborhood, I like to ask, who should I interview next? Before you answer, make sure it's someone that you can get me in touch with.
Okay, I know a couple, but one I feel like would be a good interview is our councilwoman, Lakeisha Benson. I feel like that'd be a great interview. She has a great story to tell. She has great ideas for the community. You know, she's out there in the community.
Yeah.
And I feel like you'll get a good message interviewing her.
I like that a lot. All right, Miss Vonda, I want to thank you for your time. I appreciate you sharing your story, updating us on the journey.
The journey.
And if anybody wants to come and find you, I will have your address listed.
Yes, sir.
Thank you again.
Thank you, guys.